Right, let's start this thing. Been a very long time since I touched this game, but I remember this was the only Digimon game I could play to completion. The first Digimon world, my partners kept dying of old age before I could do anything significant. Same problem I had with the Monster Rancher series. The third felt like a combination of Pokemon and Dot Hack Sign. This one, though, feels pretty distinct, even if it goes out of its way to make sure you need to keep grinding for experience. Akira feels like a good name to go with. Not that we got a lot of characters to work with on this text. Why is it that we have a 6-letter limit, but we're working with a guy named Zudokorn? One of the things that kind of bugged me about this game is that the various leaders are rarely, if ever, referred to by name. You just see their name on the text box when they're talking. Does raising to the rank of a team leader mean that you no longer have a name or something like that? And if that's the case, why not use a term a little less clunky than insert group name leader? Hey, Zudokorn, do we get a clothing change if we choose a different team? Hell, do we get the jacket with the bird on the back if we join this team? Well, they certainly love putting their logo on the damn floor. And this doesn't feel like much of an office for a leader to have. No desk, no filing cabinets, not even a chair. All she's got is something weird behind her and a bunch of screens on the wall. Yeah. I think we should be well aware of the fact that this is the final training mission. I think Zudokorn reminded us before we entered the room. Kid, you're a human, not a Digimon. Digimon are the ones that directly enter battle, taking the hits and dishing out the pain. We're just here to make tactical decisions and make sure the Digimon on our side reach whatever enemies we're told to face. Yes, ma'am, we'll give the lion the boot. I could have sworn that breed of Digimon was usually one of the good guys, though. Yeah. He won't need to help us much considering we're using his overpowered team, a heavily upgraded vehicle, and going to the most basic map of the game. This room is definitely way too large considering how little is in it. Hope you like the sound of the garage's theme. We're gonna be returning here plenty of times. Our forces are certainly in form. Maybe I'm just way too used to working with military groups. If we were, we'd probably have our own ride by now. We wouldn't have to hitch a ride with Uncle Gimli here. Do you really need to wave your arms like that to signify you're talking when we have portraits and a text box that mentions people's names? Landmines? When I heard we were fighting against wild Digimon, I was expecting feral, unthinking beasts, not anything smart enough to set landmines. Just what makes a Digimon count as wild around here anyway? Well, all the equipment and items we happened to bring along at the time. It's not as if our inventory has infinite room, or that we're going to be given the best equipment when we're issued our own vehicle. This first mission is just going to be a taste of power while we get run through the basics. Looks like Carol is the one with the elevator controls. I guess I don't trust tamers not to go out on unauthorized trips to places they just aren't ready for. Or maybe I'm just thinking too hard on something that wasn't meant to be questioned. Anyway, let's get this training started. The maps in this game vary where we enter, enemy locations, where the item boxes are, and what they hold. And where points where we can advance are placed. Well, I certainly hope you're ready, considering how much hand-holding we're about to go through. Our first enemy encounter. They are technically avoidable, but frequently there's not enough room to maneuver in order to escape anything that wants to chase us. Some advance towards us with every move we make, others every second move, and a few have the good sense to try avoiding us. Now, it's going to take a long time before we can get a full team of ultimates of our own, but I think I'll save those reasons for another time. For now, just soak in what happens when creatures around level 20 take on creatures less than level 10. Hell, I was hoping emulating something in the PS1 era would be less iffy for me than the PS2 with my current machine. Still, at least it's a minor hang-up. Yeah, while it's possible for lower level enemies to land some hits on us, it's still a one-sided affair. Unless you got something like a 3-to-1 advantage over something that's only one level advancement stage above your guys, you're getting crushed. And there's absolutely no reason you want to have anything less than a team of 3 in every encounter you can. There isn't even any experience divide at the end of every battle. Everyone just gets the same amount regardless of how many of our guys are on the field. Not that we have to care about experience in this mission. We'll never see this team again after we're done here. Yeesh! The assets around here are extremely limited. As if the lack of furniture in this world wasn't insane enough, we need portals to go from one floor to another. Apparently staircases or ramps would have been an impractical way to go to different areas. And no, we don't actually have to be careful about this. Unless you're only in a domain for grinding and random item gathering, you want to zip to the next floor as quickly as possible. After all, we're not gonna have the absurd amount of fuel, or EP, that we have in this mission for a while. Indeed, very observant of you to notice when dull grey bricks turn into blue kitchen tiles. You could have only figured that out through the ancient art of opening your eyes. Poor Zudokorn probably has to feel his way through missions. Okay, that's probably a little unkind, but as far as I know, the portraits for characters never change in any way. So we are always going to see that cocky little aside glance from Akira, and that eyes-shut, face-splitting grin from Zudokorn. It's a good thing the tone of this game is pretty light-hearted, or that could easily turn downright unsettling. What, no holy or light-related specialty as a counter to darkness? Kind of odd since there are some angelic Digimon out there. I guess there just isn't enough of them to justify giving them specialized terrain. The only way we're going to gain advantages of any kind from the terrain is sheer luck. We can't really pick and choose where we fight the enemy. Besides, it's not that much of a pain to fight enemies who happen to have the advantage on a certain kind of terrain. They just have slightly stronger attacks and slightly better defense. Every time we run into bosses, we drive through a little bit of their preferred terrain in a small stretch of hallway on the top floor. It's a nice little warning if you happen to be on a new map, but don't feel you've trained your team well enough to conquer the area. Yes, a weakling guard team, who happens to be using the team of a veteran team. Might want to surrender before you end up like pretty much every Leomon in the franchise. Though to be fair, he probably can't see inside our strangely designed tank to notice this vehicle's got 2 passengers instead of the usual 1. That's actually a pretty nice team on his side. 2 champions and a rookie. Too bad he's facing off against 3 ultimates. Akagi, spread the pain around a little while Naomi and Dinogon focus on Leomon. That should be a decent way to start this dance. Bad we can't see the health bars while we're trading blows. I'd like to be able to get a better idea of how much damage is really being exchanged, rather than seeing numbers pop up and guess how much that brings things down. That's a much stronger hit than I was expecting from a tutorial boss encounter. Especially considering the amount of damage that was thrown around in the previous fight. I'm misremembering just how much of an effect elemental terrain has on the fight. And the actual leader of this boss fight is down, but that's not going to have any effect at all on the remaining enemies. Wow, I was honestly expecting more from Digimon. Let's see how much the toy dishes out. Well, at least the toy flame isn't enhanced much, if at all, by the fire terrain. Considering how even the other 2 were in attack strength, we're going to spread the pain out between them. We probably don't have to do any healing, even if Naomi took a hard one in the last round. I really wasn't expecting that girl to be our heaviest hitter. Two down and just the toy left to break. Dinogon, let him meet his friends in the next life. And that does it. We have finished all the fighting in the tutorial. Pretty easy, but then that's what a tutorial's supposed to be. I'm sorry, why is Naomi making a Nazi salute as her victory pose? Should I be worried about a master race of plant people led by Poison Ivy making a bid for world domination? Oh, I never would have guessed that the pad that said exit was an exit portal. Thank you for enlightening me. I'm not sure if the game counts as leaving a domain via the autopilot our tank has as beating the area even after we kill the boss. I never really felt the need to test that. We're going to have plenty enough things that'll slow us down around here, some of which are admittedly self-inflicted. Hell, you could easily argue this entire game is kind of a self-inflicted punishment. Still, it's got plenty going for it to be fun and charming in its own right. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the ride so far, even if it is a good deal different from the usual stuff I've LP'd to this point. Maybe this experiment will actually go all the way to completion, unlike War for Cybertron DS, Prince of Persia, or Bard's Tale. We'll be choosing our guard team in the next clip, I'm afraid. So by law, there's no such thing as a freelance tamer? I guess they really want to avoid vigilantism around here. Understandable, since a skilled enough tamer could be a very dangerous threat, and I guess 3 teams thing makes sure that a single group won't be insanely powerful. Approximately 70 hours of game time, we'll become a real boy to boot. Yeah, this is gonna be a long ride. Don't worry, I'll fast forward through the blatant grinding, if not skip it altogether. I don't suppose we're going to be given plenty of starting models to choose from, are we? Right, we're just getting the standard one. I'm getting the feeling the translators for this game don't have a full mastery of the use of the comma. It's pretty sporadic around here. Look, Akira, I get that you're excited, but can you please cool it with the exclamation marks? Well, I'm certainly not gonna leave it with the generic name of Gunner. Hold on. I'll just slightly shift it to a vehicle name from Gundam that should work. Honestly, not a very inspired name. It's either this or the name of an actual tank. And I don't think this game is dignified enough to give a real-world vehicle sort of name to a cartoonish beetle thing.